Welcome to another episode of the Lovers and Things podcast,
where your favorite couple's favorite couple
talks about the things they love. Woo!
I'm Greg.
And I'm Lex.
Y'all remember us, right?
And welcome back to another episode, guys.
Yeah.
How have you been? Are you guys doing well? I hope so. Hope that everyone is happy, healthy, joyful, enjoying the warm weather, perhaps.
Yeah, and we've been enjoying it, clearly.
We've clearly been enjoying it.
Just vanished off the face of the earth.
We've been enjoying life. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, it's been a lot going on. So in this episode, we're definitely going to roll back the hands of time.
We'll give you guys a full catch up.
Yeah, and catch everybody up on what we've been up to.
And
a lot of traveling.
A lot of traveling.
A lot of life events.
Yes, fun life events, which is nice.
Yeah. So what are you gonna say?
I think we should do a personal check-in. Like, how are you feeling? Are you what are your vibes and energy since we last spoke to people?
Well, I'm nursing I'm recovering from a flu or a cold or cough or running. I had all those symptoms. So if I do not sound as eloquent as I normally sound,
you're eloquent. It's crazy.
That's the reason why. How are you doing?
I'm good. I think I am fighting a stomach bug. And so we've both been down bad. But we're here.
We're here. You know, our gas tanks are on E.
Yeah.
We're running on fumes right now.
But
you know what gives me a little bit of a boost?
Okay, boost.
If you will.
Yeah.
Let's recording this with you.
I know. When we sat down, like right before we started recording, we were like, this actually... Oh my gosh! We missed this.
Yeah.
It's so fun, and we missed you guys too.
Seriously, we love doing this.
We missed the vibes,
but we got some stories to tell.
Yeah, because in y'all always know we have a little bit of 1-2-1-2, but since it's been so wild, it's gonna be more like a 3-4-5.
Yes.
But let's hop into it. So we want to take you guys through one of the bigger events that we participated in over the last couple of weeks, and this was a trip to Atlanta. The good old South.
I love Atlanta.
You know,
what an amazing city.
I love Atlanta too. And what's interesting, what I like most about Atlanta is how black it is, frankly. The minute I stepped in Atlanta airport, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
we're in Atlanta. Everyone's black. Everyone's like, and there's just something. I don't know. You guys know my story of, growing up and existing in predominantly white spaces most of my life.
Yeah.
That being around just like a bunch of beautiful black people makes me so happy. And so whenever I'm in Atlanta and everyone is just chocolate and joyful, I'm just like, this is great. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
I love Atlanta.
Atlanta's great.
Good energy.
Yeah. It's the Wakanda. In America, it's real down there.
It's fantastic.
One thing I love about Atlanta is how connected the community is. I feel like everyone loves to connect with each other down there, which is why its GDP says for itself. It's a very vibrant business community down there in Atlanta. But culturally, as far as the vibes is concerned, I always love it down there. It's a beautiful city. The architecture down there. We have a whole podcast about all things related to home.
Yes.
So driving through neighborhoods and getting to see the amazing architecture it's always great to see what the South has to offer in Atlanta.
And it makes me miss it. I'm a Southern girl through and through, and Atlanta, it just always feels like home. Anything south of, you hit the Carolinas and South feels like home to me.
Right.
And it's just so great, so warm and inviting, and it was great.
Why were we in Atlanta?
We were in Atlanta because we were celebrating one of our good friends, one of Greg's best friends, 40th birthday. 40th birthday. It's such a milestone.
Yeah.
And Elle, who again is one of Greg's good friends, he was one of the best men at our wedding, is such an enigmatic, big character. He's just such an awesome man, and his wife threw this surprise birthday for him. So he was none the wiser. It was coming to America theme, so everyone was dressed in their best African inspired garb.
It was an amazing idea.
Yes,
and
so good
to see her vision executed.
Yeah.
In that party, it was very impressive.
Very impressive.
Kudos to her for throwing together an amazing event to really honor our good friend.
Yeah, and her husband.
Yeah.
The father of her children. It was amazing.
It's good to like, pour love to somebody like Elle who gives so much to his community and people around him.
Yeah.
He's so selfless in that regard, so generous. Generous. And he really pours into others. He really is a light in his community, and I love him for that. And I can never say enough good things about him. I'm glad to be his friend. We've been friends for a very long time. He's met you at the very beginning of our relationship. He's been right there a long time.
He's been there along
at a random house party, and I threw you. It's like, this mingle. Like,
Greg threw me to the wolves with his friends. I had to sink or swim. I had to figure it out.
But you're good vibes. I know you were good, so I didn't have to hover around you.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. You don't have to babysit me, honey.
But it was a great party.
It's beautiful. Well done. The food was fantastic. The vibes were fantastic, and you guys know that again. We moved from our home base in Florida up here. Y'all know the story. Blah 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 blah. But that initial friends group, we have all since. Getting, a lot of us are married now in long-term relationships. A lot of people have children. So life has changed over the last couple of years.
Moved to different parts of the country.
Yeah, people have moved away from that spot. So that core group that stayed, that was with us during those, what I call developmental adult years. We get to see each other every so often now, but whenever we do see each other, it's like nothing but good vibes. It's like no time has passed at all. We refer to each other as the family because we're friends that became family over the years. And it is always so beautiful when we're together. And the older we get, the more life changes. I'm even more thankful for those people, and seeing everyone show up for that birthday party just reminded how much we love each other, genuinely love each other, and will show up for each other authentically. And I'm just so thankful for that. I think it's so rare to have friendships like that in adulthood that expand and grow with you as you grow.
Right. And good vibes.
Yeah, just
good
such
vibes.
good people.
And you really see how special, we really saw how special our friends are when you just, get a bit of Afro beats going, a good plate of food.
It was lots of Afro beats.
And it's just like you're just vibing with these amazing individuals. Oh, the oxtails. Yeah, and the chef. Shout out to the chef.
The chef threw down.
Siobhan brought out because that was quite an event.
Yeah,
but
it was fantastic.
We had looks too. We had to dress for the part.
Oh,
to the theme.
yeah, we need to post. See, we literally took like a hiatus. But yeah, we dressed in our best African inspired garb. It was really cute, really fun. And also I also want to note that the love between Elle and Siobhan, I was mentioning names, the couple, it's just so beautiful. And I loved seeing them in that capacity because again, you don't get to really see your friends in intimate spaces like that. Once you get married, you're gone and that's your family.
Yeah.
But I just love they're so good for each other. And it's good to see your friends happy. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Good vibes.
Yeah, Lex brought out her, she let the locks out. The natural hair was flowing.
That was actually a ponytail.
What? That was not your hair?
No. See, my husband don't even know, y'all. That was a ponytail that I bought off of Amazon. So here's the thing. The girls who know that know. When you go to the South, the humidity is not your best friend, right? And I needed my natural hair. This, what you see right here, if you're watching on YouTube, watch us on YouTube. I knew that if I was going to have this hair out in the middle of Atlanta, it was not going to work.
It was going to balloon
into. It was not going to work.
A fire hazard.
It was not going to, and I have massive amounts of hair. You guys know
this.
And
they might have pyrotechnics at this party.
I didn't know what was going to go on. So I needed my ponytail. So what I did was I did the cute little crisscross rubber band style in the front. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about, to hold that down. And then I put this hair in a smaller bun, like a small bun. And then I put like a 20-inch kinky curly drawstring pony on the top.
That looked just like your hair.
That looked like my hair. Which is why Greg never knows.
She had hair stand-in, y'all.
Because y'all know what I'm talking about.
A stunt actor for her locks.
The black girls know, like sometimes you can't do it. Depending on the humidity, you can't do it.
All right, shout out to the stunt actor coming through for you.
Period.
My waves were just spinning on their own.
Oh yeah. Not everyone can have.
There was no stand-in for that sporting wave.
Sporting waves is crazy.
Well, actually, I wore a hat. In the event. Kufi.
Oh, your kufi was really nice. Greg's whole fit was fire.
I might become a kufi man.
You may become a kufi daddy.
I'm here for kufi.
It was so cute. I think Greg's entire look was like not a traditional Greg look, and that's what I loved about it. Like everything about it pushed the edge of what he does stylistically.
Yeah,
and I loved it.
I wore gold.
So good.
I don't wear gold jewelry.
Never wears gold jewelry.
I wore gold.
He had his chest out, y'all.
The chesticles were
Greg
out.
think he grown.
They were out.
I
don't know if that was a good idea, but I had to,
it was a great idea.
I just had to show up.
You look great.
Sometimes you just got to step out.
Yeah.
And show them.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yeah, and bold patterning. Don't really do that. But it was really fun. I had a heeled boot.
He had on a heeled boot,
y'all. I don't know how Prince.
Now, when we say heel, he wasn't wearing no 6 inches, but he had like a little.
It was. It was up there.
He feels like it was significant, ladies. It wasn't that significant, but it was significant for him.
I don't know how Lenny Kravitz, Prince. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah,
wearing those heeled boot that evening. It was rough.
I'm dead.
It was rough. I don't know how the ladies do it. Forget Lenny Kravitz and Prince. How do ladies do it?
We have a seat.
Well, I couldn't sit down. I had to show the look.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But I'm letting you know that's how we do it. We sit down.
Yeah, I see. Because, man, that's a lot. And I wore those. I bought those boots for that look. Because I think it tied it together.
It did.
And that's the last time I remember wearing them. I dare not. I'm not
You're
doing
really
that to my
never
life.
doing it again? Now that you've broken them in,
goodness.
you could probably like wear them more, I think.
It's got to be. Is someone else having a 40th? That's the only way I'm bringing them back out.
Fine. I thought they were fly, though. I thought they were really fly.
It was fun. But yeah, we definitely got to put together a reel or something.
We'll do something, y'all. We're going to be not so antisocial on social media and show y'all what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, so we stayed at a pretty nice hotel.
Hotel Coley. Hotel Coley, which is in the Buckhead area. It's interesting because...
I think it was Bankhead.
Was it Bankhead? Bankhead or Buckhead?
I don't know. Oh, it's Buckhead?
I think it's Buckhead.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Buckhead.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is when Greg and I go to stay at places for hotels and we know that we have the opportunity to stay at a more of a boutique spot, we always will. That's no slight to the bigger chains and things like that, but we'll always try to find an offshoot. Many times these larger chains have smaller boutique locations. You can still get your points, but it's like a cooler vibe. So Hotel Colee, Colee, was exactly one of those places. And we enjoyed it. One of the most interesting things about that place to me was the decor. Like,
their lobby area was very tastefully eclectic.
Yes, lots of different patterning going on, layered textures and fabrics. It felt very curated, but then because it's Atlanta, it also felt very black in subtle ways.
Yeah. And
it was great.
And it felt like it was honoring women. The choices that they made. They had like a bar area that had like a salon seats, like old school, old timey salon seats like that were reupholstered with like a really cool print fabric and then along the wall were like church hats. It appeared,
like Southern Baptist church hats that the mothers would wear.
Yeah, they had adorning the walls as like an art piece.
It was beautiful.
It really honored the area. Yeah, you gotta love when a hotel honors its area. Yeah.
It was really nice.
I think we said the same thing about Hotel Eden in DC. One of our favorites. I think we got to put together like a little favorite hotels.
We should.
Hotels we love.
Lord, another thing to put on our list. But yes, hotels we love.
Because we don't got enough to do.
But we should, because I think we have a pretty good idea of what's been working. But yeah, the decoration was really nice. The on-site restaurant and bar is called Sister, which I loved. We ordered some room service from there. That was fun.
One thing we love is some room service.
I love it. Bring me the food. Bring it to me. Wow.
Food service?
We love
room service, I just say.
Yeah. Might as well be food
I don't know why.
service.
Is it something about being in that bed eating?
Oh my God. And I do that too. Like, I mean, the room we have in the little chairs and because it's a suite. I don't eat there. I eat in the bed.
Yeah. We immediately turn into like 8-year-olds. Our feet is wiggling under the sheets. We're looking at each other, watching a bar rescue on the TV.
Of course, that's what I think we found it. We found bar rescue.
Bar rescue, and then
like our travel fave.
It just beat them all those basic food, but it's just so much better in a hotel.
It's so much better. Like fries and ketchup for some reason just hit, and a crisp set of white sheets. I don't know. I don't know.
It was great. I do have one criticism about the room.
I have one myself.
And I think this is not exclusive to Hotel Coley.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is an epidemic.
Okay, epidemic
in hotel chains.
Okay,
it's this obsession with, and this is the thing I don't love: the obsession with having transparent glass in the bathrooms.
What do you mean by that?
Basically, in the bathroom at Hotel Coley, there was this window in the bathroom to the bedroom, to the bed part of the room.
Oh, yeah, they have that.
And I'm so over that. Like, it's not cute. No one wants to see any silhouettes. It was a little bit opaque.
Sure.
But no one wants to see the silhouette of someone on the toilet.
Yeah,
like, come on now.
Like that's
not sexy.
It's not kosher. It is something that modern, more contemporary boutique hotels do pretty often.
The Standard had one.
Yeah, that Standard.
Was just glass. In New York, there's this. It's a tub view, and you're showering.
So strange.
And just in full display of the bed.
I feel like I was taking a bath on the carpet when I was at the Standard. Like, because it just felt like...
it felt like you're in the room.
It felt like I was in the room. It was weird to me.
It's trippy, right?
Yeah, it was a little strange. Yeah,
it's not cute. It's not, let's let it go, y'all. Like, trust me, I'm not a prude, or I'm not like, I'm fully comfortable with my body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a little bit too comfortable, Lex may argue. But there's this it's just not cute. The toilet view is just not hot. It's not hot.
Yeah.
And I just felt like that was a bit much. I think we need to let that go.
I do too.
It's already bad enough they use these sliding doors that don't have seal. We already had a rant about the thing we don't love, which is barn doors.
Yeah, we hate barn doors.
This bathroom had the combo of a barn door, sliding glass door that barely seals, sounds or smells.
Sounds and or smells.
Or steam, all the bathroom steam coming out in the room. The shower steam.
And it makes the whole room damp. Like, I don't like it either.
A closed door with a handle.
Yeah.
And a lock.
Yes.
And let's lose the windows.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so that's my one criticism of Hotel Coley is this display and this toilet view that's not tantalizing to anyone.
I agree with you. I have one.
Yeah, what you got?
I think the blackout curtains were too blackout. I'll be honest with you. You know, like hotels have the blackout curtains because they want you to sleep. There's that extra layer in there.
Yeah.
Something about these blackout curtains, like they meant black hole. Like you could if you
the concept of time vanished.
Gone. Absolutely gone. Yeah. Like with some blackout curtains, you can get a little peek around the corner.
Yeah, get a little
an inkling that the day has started. Not at Hotel Coley. If you kept them things closed, you would have lost total time in there.
That is very true.
It was very crazy.
We almost missed our flight.
You're right.
We really almost missed our flight.
Like it felt like nighttime all the time.
Wow. Yeah.
But you don't want your curtains open at nighttime because, then you're whatever. But I couldn't take it.
A little too aggressive.
It was a little too, and they were like the heavy kind of like vinyl-y, just very heavy.
And I used to complain about hotel curtains that I can't close all the way.
Yeah,
I think that's by design. Like, let you know that the world is out there and that you're still on planet Earth.
I agree.
And that this concept of time and things like that and where you're at.
It was crazy.
That's very important.
Very important. That was crazy. That's my only critique. But otherwise, I think we enjoyed our stay.
Yes.
When we checked out, it was so funny. So I ended up needing to wash clothes while we were there. And so I made the mistake of, because most of these places, they have like laundry service or whatever. Yeah. I made the mistake of trying to get laundry service on a Saturday. The Saturday service was not available. So we actually had to end up going to a laundromat. Yeah. I have not been to a laundromat.
Oh,
I can't tell you how long it's been since I've been to a laundromat.
It was embarrassing for us.
Like, it was like we didn't know what we were doing.
We went in there.
We didn't know what we were doing.
And this was a laundromat that everything was digital.
Oh my God. Yeah, when did that happen? When did you tap to pay at the laundry thing now? Or you get a little card?
You had to get an app.
The app, and then you would tap to pay on the app.
I don't
crazy.
I was ready to break out the coins.
Me too.
I was like, yo, I
I
want to
hope
hit
they
that
have
machine.
a change machine.
Hit that rough jangling
Yeah,
coming out of the machine. You know?
Yeah, no.
It was a little card, a tap card.
That's so cool.
And an app that you had to install that we struggled with. We couldn't get the app working.
Gosh, talk about
it was a lot.
crazy.
And was there anything else about this laundromat?
It was just very clean. Like, I don't know why. I just remember laundromats being like dingy and like uncomfortable. This place was bright and clean, and there was plenty of seating, and the little attendant lady was very nice. They had all the washing liquids that we would need, and like very big washers and dryers that accommodated everything. Like, I really enjoyed it. It made me want to revisit the dream of owning laundromats. Like, that's something that's I want to put in my portfolio one day. But I was like, this is how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
This is how you do it. So we had to go and do that. And it's so funny because we did that like first thing in the morning. Our flight was that afternoon. And we're like, first thing in the morning, I need to wash these clothes because like we were actually going from Atlanta, second part of the story, to Florida for another big event. And so I was like, okay, I got to get it washed. We got to get it done. So we do it first thing in the morning. And then it's like, oh, well, we have to wait 40 minutes. So guess what we decided to do, y'all?
Naturally, we're breakfast people, so we had to get some breakfast.
I just love food. I'm an anything kind of person. So we go to Bojangles. There's a Bojangles down the street. When was the last time we had Bojangles?
We walked to a Bojangles. Also, bad idea.
Yeah.
Atlanta with no car.
Oh,
no
yeah.
rental.
We didn't take a rental. Why we didn't do, you know why
the
we
Ubers
didn't
alone
do that?
were more expensive than probably a rental.
And I think we didn't do that because we were like, we're only going to one place. We were in Atlanta for like a day and a half.
Yeah.
We didn't think we would need it, but boy, oh boy.
Because that walk to the Bojangles was sketch.
To the Bojangles. That's another thing. I don't remember the last time I walked on a public street for real. The whole time I was like,
yeah, because crosswalks in the South, I don't think they really work. I don't trust them.
I don't either.
I usually just wait till the light turn red and then cross.
Yeah,
but Lexus was like freaking out.
I was like, I can't do this.
It's like the white man didn't tell me to walk yet, so
I'm very unsure.
So you was unsure, and I had to push the button, let the red hand turn to a white man, and then we walked across.
Yes, that was great.
And then we finally made it across the 8-lane highways.
Oh my God,
South.
Very
you realize
scary.
how bad it is. The South is so not commuter friendly.
Yeah, for anyone who has to
pedestrian friendly.
Yeah, for anyone who has to like be a pedestrian and take public transportation often in the South, God bless you.
You're risking life and limb.
Jesus Christ.
To get to that Bojangles.
To get to the Bojangles, because it was the only thing within walking distance that was available.
Yeah.
And so we went, and it was delightful. It was
an amazing dining experience.
It was great. There was this older Middle Eastern man who was just like,
he greeted us.
He was so proud of the establishment and the service, and he was great.
He was an amazing. I felt like, I don't even think he was a real person.
Yeah,
I feel like he was just like a mystical person that disappeared and vanished at the end of our dining
experience. Like our
experience.
Bojangles genie.
Yeah,
he gave us our one wish and he was gone.
He was just such a sweet guy. He upselled us.
Yeah.
He was like the textbook. I feel like he was from corporate.
Yeah. Something around him gave
corporate.
like you invested.
He's regional something.
Yeah, he was fan freaking tastic.
Yeah, we got the first of all, the innovation at Bojangles.
Wow.
Kudos to them. Do I got a little applause for them? I got applause for them.
Give them an applause because the food was fantastic.
The innovation. Remember the innovation? Because Bojangles got some good biscuits.
Well, yeah.
They got some very good biscuits.
Yeah.
They have this blueberry biscuit thing.
The Bowberry biscuit. Well, that's what it's called. It's called the Bowberry biscuit.
Yeah, Lex, remember the Bowberry biscuit. Yeah. Which we're upsold, so let's try it.
Let's
Why
freaking
not?
do it.
The Bowberry biscuits. If you guys are ever near a Bojangles, get you a
Bowberry biscuit for breakfast. And what I like about our upseller is he was like, "Well, how much frosting you want? I like a lot. How much you want?" I was like, "We'll do regular."
Yeah.
We'll do regular frosting.
Right.
But thanks for the idea, Pop.
Exceptional service.
Oh my God, so good.
Exceptional service. Kudos to that. Matter of fact, I may write a letter.
Yeah.
To Bojangles headquarters.
Because whoever that man is, that's the type of guy you want at all your locations.
He gave like
so
owner energy.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe he was the owner.
Maybe because that's the thing, and I feel like everybody should have this instilled in them when you're working. Because
Sure.
at the end of the day, we work for money in business.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to treat it like you're the business owner in
Period.
everything that you do. And if whether you're a dishwasher to the owner
Yep.
and in between, like having that entrepreneurial mindset, like
Yeah.
I own what I'm responsible for, it really creates such a dope experience for people interacting with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that experience alone made me think, where the Bojangles at up here?
Right.
I don't think we have one in New Jersey, but man,
That's our portfolio.
that was a
We'll bring one
Southern
up here.
delight. Southern delight.
Yeah. So also, before we leave the South, we had a brunch in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, and then
And-
we had a brunch.
Then you're reminded of why a Southern brunch
It's superior.
slaps.
It's elite.
Because we got shrimps, we got fried shrimps, we got fried catfishes and things of that nature. The
Oh my
breading
God.
technique in the South is
What's the name of the
unbeatable.
restaurant? What was the name of the restaurant?
I have
You
no
remember?
idea. I have no idea.
All I know is this place, first of all, when you walked in, the music was so loud.
Yeah,
The tables were so full.
Mm-hmm.
The people were so loud.
of course,
It smelled so good.
as it should.
And I knew we were in the right spot. I knew we were in the right spot, right?
Yes.
We sit down. We had like a party of like 12 or 14. It was massive because again, all the friends, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
We sit down and the menu
was compelling.
was giving what
Yeah.
it needed to give.
At least 4 cocktails had Hennessy
At
floaters.
least. And this is brunch.
Brunch.
It's brunch.
They don't do brunch like that up in New
They
Jersey.
don't do it like and this
They
is
don't
no
do
shade.
it like that up here.
This is no shade. I love New Jersey. Obviously, we live here. But there's something about a Southern brunch that is undefeated.
A Southern brunch is undefeated. The grits
Oh
alone.
my God. The grits. Oh, can you even get grits at a brunch here?
And you know the thing, when you get grits up here, you have to basically come to the restaurant with your own
salt and
spices
pepper,
and
yeah.
sauces
and
things
hope
of
that
nature.
it's like soft.
And
you
you're
know,
you're working at the table,
Yep.
stirring,
Yeah, you are.
adding seasoning, some paprika.
Yeah, you gotta
You
be
know,
your own
if they don't
sort of
got a
witch
block of
doctor.
cheddar back there, you got to bring your own block of cheddar, and you're putting cheese up in there. But the grits came to the table. What did you do to it? What did you adjust? Did you do any adjustments?
No, I didn't have to adjust the grits. The grits. In fact, when the young man
You have to
asked
adjust the
me,
grits.
I didn't have to adjust. When the young man asked me when he at my side, and I said grits, and he's like, "With cheese?" And I said, "With cheese, my boy. With cheese.
With cheese.
You already know. You
already know.
And can I say, I ended up getting the MARTA. You know, MARTA is like the public transportation in Atlanta, but there was a meal called the MARTA that came with, and this is how you know you in the South. This
Okay.
is how you know it's meant to be. It came with fried catfish, 4 pieces of jumbo fried shrimp, a flavored waffle of your choice. I got strawberry, but you could have gotten red velvet.
Whatever
You
you
could have got
want.
whatever you wanted. I got strawberry, and then it came with grits and eggs.
Grits and eggs.
What else?
Problematic.
What else would I have ordered?
Now, I didn't have as exceptional of experience as you. I had gotten an oxtail omelet, I think it was.
You got the omelet.
First off, they had
Mickey
oxtail on the
gotten
menu.
Yeah, there was oxtail on the
It's
menu
like,
at all.
Oh, you got me.
Right.
Got some oxtails on there. Also, what brunch place has oxtails?
Yeah, that's great. And multiple
right.
dishes.
But honestly, when I got the oxtails, I lifted my omelet open.
Oh.
Wasn't but like oxtail scraps in there.
Oh, they only gave you the gravy.
Insufficient, like those little,
Okay.
like the scrapings.
Oh, I don't love that for you.
Scrapings. It was very underwhelming.
That's sad.
The oxtail quantity.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend that. But everything else looks good. I ate some of your catfish. I ate some of your shrimp.
That stuff was seasoned to perfection.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I will say, our friend who was sitting next to me, Mickey, she ended up getting the oxtail with grits.
It looked more thorough.
Yeah, all I'm
for
saying
sure.
is that her oxtail was chunky.
Chunky,
It
yeah.
was chunky.
It was thick.
It was
Yeah,
thick.
and I was very jealous. I had food envy
Yeah, it
looking
happens.
over on her dish.
I wish I remember the name of that place. If we can find it, we'll put it
know.
in the notes somewhere. But if you're ever in Atlanta, you gotta go there. It was top tier.
Bojangles.
The Anto Bojangles for a Bowberry biscuit, of course.
So I think we should transition now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, before we transition, we already
More?
talked about. We drove through Buckhead,
Oh yeah.
the architecture.
Oh, can I just say this is why people don't leave the South. Buckhead is beautiful. And I know Buckhead is like, everyone knows that Buckhead is supposed to be like the most beautiful place in Atlanta. But they're not kidding.
Yeah,
The homes in Buckhead, architecturally,
the architects the builders down there know what they're doing.
it's crazy.
like up here in the Northeast, not to compare and always do this comparison thing, but one of the things that you can see is a lot of I don't know what you call those styles, the architectural styles that are very traditional, but they're like 100-year-old designs that
Sure.
the outside looks impeccable and amazing. And then when we were looking for a home, we would go into some homes, and then the outside does not reflect the inside because of just
Right.
the age alone.
Yeah, the age. Yeah.
Whereas these builds down there that were probably built within the last 20 years, the masonry work on the outside, and also the variety in architectural design
Sure.
was very interesting too. You had like a nice blend of like that southern aesthetic. I don't know how you quite describe it.
Yeah.
Kind of like a southern colonial. I don't know, colonial.
Some of them were.
But with like very modern appointments.
Yeah.
It was just really impressive seeing some of these homes, just driving by and just like seeing some of them tucked away and how modern they all looked.
Yeah, very updated. It's interesting because it's contemporary, but still honors the traditional pieces of the South. But then also it's Buckhead, right? So everything's massive. Like the homes are 3 New Jersey homes in one, plus 3 acres of land. These houses are massive. But yeah, it was interesting to see, and I do think that there's a little more liberty giving to architectural design in the South for some reason. I don't know why that is, but there's more variety in the homes too. Like no 2 homes look the same.
Yeah, and
I can't say the same.
And I
before.
think you hit the nail on the head when you said they're like it's like a modern but that honors like a bit of the culture in a sense. Because sometimes when some homes go too modern, it kind of does not honor the environment.
Yeah.
And that's where it stands out. And something about it, you feel a little bit uneasy experiencing it with the context of the space around it.
Yeah.
But the blending of the architecture and the landscaping around the homes were so complementary. And then you zoom out to a bigger view, and the entire environment of Atlanta, like it blended the architecture so perfectly.
Yeah.
And that's a very difficult thing to do. But to see it done well, it looks easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. Beautiful, beautiful part of the city.
So we rush to our flight and we go down.
I feel like we barely
further
made
south.
it. Did we barely make it? I feel like
I think we got there right when they were boarding.
Yeah.
We just we got to the gate and walked right into line.
We did. It was a little rough.
Yeah.
But that is because we were headed down to Florida directly after to our youngest niece's graduation from high school.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Kayla. Kayla's an absolute gem. And so we went to go see her graduation, which was outside at her high school. It was fantastic. So proud of her.
Yes.
And so we got to spend a lot of time with the family, which was really nice.
And while we were there, we decided to stay at an Orlando resort.
Yes, we did.
Because we're like, you always go down to Florida, but we always pick like random hotels.
Yeah, because we're never like, we're there for the family, not necessarily the city, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So to be like, wait a minute, we're going to Orlando. Why not try out a resort?
Yeah.
It was very interesting because we stayed at one of the Wyndham resorts.
The Wyndham Bonnet Creek. If any of you are Disney people or resort people in Orlando, you know exactly what that is.
And what really drawn us to it was the fact they had a lazy river.
Yeah, because I wanted to do like water stuff and Greg wanted to do water stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't really want to go to a water park.
Yeah, was it the one Volcano Bay?
Yeah, because I want to go back to Volcano Bay. I love Volcano Bay, but we had the time and all that kind of stuff. So, Wyndham Bonnet Creek actually has a lazy river,
a proper lazy river,
a proper lazy river.
And we was up in there floating our days away.
Yeah, it was so
on a tube.
You know, you get a little floaty action. I got my my official grown and sexy bathing suit, you know, the real comfortable one that covers enough but lets you be cute a little bit. And then like we just kind of floating around. It was just so fun.
It was a good vibe.
We did that for a couple of hours before we actually had to go to the graduation. But yeah, it was just a perfect time for us to get a little bit of time for ourselves in between these very big events for family and friends.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely worth it because it was just so fun.
Yeah, it was a good little bit of a decompress.
Yeah.
And all the social activities we're getting into. But yeah, that's a good Chico. If your family does live close to a place that has something to offer, take advantage of that while you're visiting family, because that was That was great to get
I
around
kind of
there.
wish we had thought of doing that before, because it was such a, because you don't need much, right? You just need an afternoon or a day or so to be able to do that kind of stuff. And that was all we needed to have a cute little refresh and to go on with our lives. But yeah, definitely. I absolutely love it. It actually makes me want to explore the other resorts in the Bonnet Creek area. There was one across the street from us that also seemed to have a pretty active water park-ish area. So I don't know. I just like it. And the whole time I was saying, this is why people like doing this. I've always been kind of leery of people who are like resort people, Orlando resort people. I'm like, ugh, how predictable. Well, now I'm predictable because I totally get it.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're set up for that reason. And we even got into a little bit of a Disney Springs hang.
We did. We went to Disney Springs.
Got some dinner there.
Yeah, we even went back to, we ended up passing by the place that we first connected, I guess is the place.
Yeah, our first, I'd say,
seen
each other.
Yeah, the first time that we hung out with each other was at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
In Disney Springs. It was downtown Disney at the time, but Disney Springs. And so we ended up taking a picture in front of it because we were like, oh my gosh, like 14 years later, we're back at the House of Blues.
Yeah, and
married.
That was a Lauryn Hill concert that really sparked our relationship.
Yep.
So it was good to like go back to that spot and see how much it's changed and how much we've changed.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Coming back to there.
So much has changed since then. But we ended up, just so if you care, we ended up eating at Hometown, which is a southern eatery, and then we ended up getting some ice cream at Salt and Straw, which is overhyped, to be fair. But it was fine.
Yeah. And the resort, now here's the thing that I don't love. I got a second I don't love. Two in one episode. That's crazy. Because I've been stewing on this.
Sure, I get it.
The resort fees. Like,
what's that about?
The list price, the book price, it says a number.
Sure.
And then you get there, they're like, oh, actually it's $40 a night, a resort fee. And parking is $40 a night.
It's like, okay.
So I'm like, why don't you just bake that into the price? Like, I can't not pay a resort fee.
So just bake it into the price.
What am I going to say? Like, oh, I'm not going to partake in a lazy river, so take that out of my check. No. Like, that's such a strange thing. And it like helps them get like the edge on the when you look at the price comparisons. Well, ultimately you're paying that $40 resort fee, so it's like it's all part of the pricing anyway, so just put it in there.
I fully agree. I think it's some sort of weird mental something that people like want to see what they're paying for, so they break it out, but then some people like just bake it into the I get it.
It's given Spirit Airlines.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan
because by the time you get down to it, it's not what you thought it
price.
Was. But man, that was a good time.
But it was great getting into some pool activities. We've embarked into this journey of swim lessons and things like that. I'm excited for this summer because I gotta learn how to swim.
Yeah,
in my big age, I can't swim.
Yeah, Greg has been learning to swim. We're actually taking swim lessons at the British Swim School.
Not them getting a shout out.
At the British Swim School is where we are taking lessons. Now I can swimish.
So you're just there for moral support.
I'm there for moral support. But it's also he does fantastic. He's learning quite well. But I think it's also good to get regrounded in the basics because I don't swim often. So it has been a good relearning, and it's been fun seeing you progress in your lessons so far.
Good, because you know where I'm trying to be. My goal is I want to be in Ibiza, jumping off of a yacht into the ocean. That's what I want to do.
I'm with you on that.
I need to be able to jump off a yacht and it not become an emergency. Like, I don't want to kill the vibe. Or Greg went overboard. Oh my God. I want to be like, Greg went overboard. You know what I mean? I need to control the vibes of me and water, like, because I need it to be a good time. Because I see too many people having a blast, and I'm over here clenching on my life jacket, kind of like at the cenotes.
Oh my gosh, in Tulum.
And I'm over here clinging onto this man's back, trying to get through the water.
It was the funniest. Have we told y'all that story? We went to this, which are like underwater caves, and like they ask you like who can swim and who cannot swim. And I think Greg and some kid were the only ones that couldn't swim. And so
it's me and the kid.
You and the kid, they have to be with the instructor in their floaty the whole time.
I have my floaty. I'm holding onto this man's back. It was very emasculating.
Some of the funniest stuff.
So I learned. Hopefully, anybody else can relate. Like, we gotta swim.
Yeah.
We gotta learn how to swim.
Yeah. This is your year, honey.
Yeah. So we got some Lex's. What Lex watching?
I think I'm going to save what Lex is watching for next week because there's a couple of things I want to go through with you guys. So I think next week we'll go straight into all the things that I've been watching because there are a number of shows, right? New and old that I've been revisiting. And I have some hot takes as it relates to family reality TV in particular. But we'll save that for next week. Okay.
Oh boy.
But in the meantime, we can go to everyone's favorite segment of the show, which is
Things We Love. Shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Things We Love.
Where did Eagle come from?
Water edition.
Water edition, because as you know, we was in the water in the resorts. We've been in swimming lessons, and it has inspired conversation around this idea of the healing sort of chill vibes that water gives to you, and how to potentially bring that energy into your home.
Yeah, because it's very helpful to look into nature for inspiration for your home decor.
I know, that's right.
Like woods, metals. The more natural the material could be, the better. Because synthetic materials can kind of like take you away from some of the longer lasting tones that will essentially stand the test of time, really. You think about certain wood furniture, certain metals, certain things, but the synthetic things will kind of become trends and fads.
Right.
So water is one of those things that you can incorporate. So I guess we can go back and forth.
Yeah, go first. I'm with it.
And highlight some things we love, water edition. And I'll start with a floor fountain.
Ooh.
A floor fountain, whether indoor or outdoor, is a great way to bring the vibes of water into your house. It's essentially like a tall structure that's kind of like the size of like a mirror, like a tall mirror, like a mirror that you lean against the wall. But instead of obviously the reflective mirror, you have water pouring down this fountain.
Sure.
And it creates like a cool zen vibe, and the water hits the rock features at the base of this fountain, and you got the sounds of like a babbling brook, and it really creates a very cool vibe in your home. And also the visual of the water falling on those things are really nice. So it's a really nice home decor that you can incorporate either in a garden or in a living space to really liven up the space.
I love that.
Very
nice.
And I think having it sitting up against some greenery, some plants, would really complement the aesthetic into your home. So that's one way to incorporate water into your home is a floor fountain.
Yeah, the sound of water is really, really nice. I think those sort of things like the floor fountain work really good in contemporary homes, modern homes in particular. It just brings a little more, a little softness to the space.
Yeah, and it's very relaxing. And also it has a light. This one that I'm going to recommend, I'm going to put the link in the show notes so you guys can check this one out. It has like a little light feature at the base of it where the rocks are. So another way to make your home look fancy and rich is by having different areas where light can be incorporated.
Sure.
And having one at the base of a water fountain could be a nice way to fill a room with lighting and vibes.
Oh, I like that. It feels very moody, very sexy. Okay, very nice.
Yeah, so check that one out. I'll put the link in the show notes.
I love that.
Do you have a thing you love?
I do, and I'm actually bringing back something that may feel a little bit retro, but this is more of a modern twist. Everyone's grandma or auntie had an aquarium in their house, right? Do you remember when aquariums were really popular back in like the 90s? My grandma had one in her home, and I remember I was obsessed. My grandma. I'm wondering you never got the chance to meet her. Not my dad's mom, my mom's mom. And I remember I'd be just the size of like the bottom of it, and it was huge to me at the time, like really, really big. And I would look at it and look at all the fish, and I would be obsessed with the Picassinus because I could pronounce Picassinus. And I was like, wow, there's the Picassinus, which is essentially the little algae eater that goes around. Yeah, I'm such a nerdy kid. I just like look at the Picassinus. But anyway, I think that the idea of still water and the energy that goes on underneath the water is really a beautiful thing. Now, I do not recommend a traditional fish tank and or actually putting fish in these things. What I'm recommending is a beautiful round vessel that you can put water living plants in. So you can have the greenery. It's almost like having a house plant,
Yeah.
but you're having the plants that actually live underwater in these things. And if you've seen people do it, it's really cool. They either have rocks or some sort of soil at the bottom of it.
Okay.
And these plants will actually grow into the bowl, in the bowl, and they're moving in the water. It's just literally like having a house plant in a beautiful vessel.
They're
the home.
submerged.
They're submerged, fully in
Okay.
water. Fully in water.
Okay, so it's like
And
a
it's
display.
gorgeous.
The case,
Yes.
the vessel serves as a display, and you can see
Exactly.
the ecosystem.
Exactly. And I think that is so
that's pretty cool.
beautiful because you can choose whatever vessel you want as long as it's kind of bulbous enough for the plants to grow. But you can choose any vessel that sort of fits your space. It's very low maintenance. You don't have to feed it like you would a fish. You just have to make sure that the water is clean and all that jazz. But I think the idea of that is really pretty for spaces that you like to have a little bit of greenery, but the idea of having water is interesting, but maybe you don't want something that's actually moving. But you can have the idea of a water ecosystem in your home. And that could be really pretty. I've also seen people do sort of the crescent moon vessel, clear glass vessels,
Yeah.
and put bamboo in the water. So submerge about 3/4 of the bamboo, and the bamboo will actually shoot out of the top. And that also serves as sort of like a water moment, plant adjacent moment in a way that's really pretty. A little different than
Okay.
your traditional house plant.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like an aquatic plant vibe.
Aquatic plant vibe. I gotta look into that.
It's very cute.
Is there like a link, or you're just saying?
Yes,
that as
I will
like
recommend a
concept?
link to some water plant aquarium sets so you guys can take a look.
Nice.
Yeah.
In a similar vein, the thing I love is a tabletop fountain.
Ooh,
So,
I like that.
It's more of these features, and I'm gonna link one in the one that I recommend on which is from Amazon in the show notes. But it's this one that I found is like a sphere with like these ridges around it, and from the top of the sphere, water flows out and ripples over those ridges,
Yes.
over that sphere. And with that, you also get the sound of the relaxing sounds of the water
I love that.
trickling over the edge. But also, I think the water and its reflective nature on that sphere brings like an extra dimension to like a decor item
Yeah.
that you wouldn't get otherwise of
Yeah.
a static sphere sculpture. So it's cool. It's a cool way to merge water with a static, dope looking thing, and just adding to it by having the water ripple over the top. So yeah, and it's important. I think a good tip for incorporating water into your home is having, especially moving water,
Yeah.
is having the water move, the flowing water be less functional appearing and more artistic appearing.
Okay.
So leveraging the ridges of a feature to have the water move around in a more artistic way. Same with the floor fountain, where the water is flowing down like a reflective surface.
Sure.
I think that's where you maximize a water decor item into your home. I think you want to avoid the items that are just like single streams,
Yeah.
where it just looks really functional, like a faucet stream, where I think that kind of takes away from the vibe of having, or at least takes away from the aesthetic impact of the water in your home, because I think it just makes it look very functional.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to recommend one. It's a tabletop fountain. You can put it basically on any surface around your home, like in between walkways or near a front door or something like that, to that effect. But this one's pretty cool. I
That's
think
so
it even
fun.
comes with lighting.
I love
But
that.
yeah, it's like this little like rock sphere that has these ridges on it, and the water just ripples over the edges.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to do a sculpture anyway, why not add that extra layer of interest with the water?
Yeah.
Very nice, McGee.
So do you have any other things you love in ways people can incorporate water
Just one.
into their home decor?
Just one. And it is very on the nose, honey. If you're not a person who cares to maintain the water terrarium, who doesn't really care about the sound of it, but you think it's beautiful,
Yeah.
You could always get just a photo. You could get a photo or a painting that's inspired by the water and incorporate it into your home. There's some beautiful photography that captures the energy and cultures around communities of water. Beautiful shots of Ibiza, beautiful shots of Miami Beach retro back in the day, beautiful shots of all sorts of coastal cities, and I think waves and there's different ways to bring it in that way as well. Low cost, low investment, but if you're someone that's like, oh, I don't know if I want the actual water, but I like the idea, I love the visuals, and maybe incorporate some photography and or an inspired painting into your home that still gives that energy. I think anything that is that bright and beautiful brings a cheerfulness to the space. And so that's what I recommend. There are a couple of ways that you can do it. Like I said, photography, paintings inspired by. My personal favorite is photography though. Like I like retro photography of like old beaches and things like that because I think it's just so cool to kind of see what that energy was like. But whatever suits your fancy, I think you can find something that works in your home.
I like that idea though, just incorporating our wall art. There's this very famous Japanese painting. It's not a photo, but it's a painting of a large wave. It's called the Great Wave of Kanagawa. And if you've seen this art piece, like it's very iconic. It's been replicated so many times. It's actually a print at the MoMA. Oh, I'm sorry, the Met. So it's basically this huge wave that is painted with very clear outlines of the waves, and it's just like a old, like early 19th century Japanese, or I think this is Japanese, Japanese art form, and you'll see that wave art technique done in a lot of other home decors. But if you have like that Japanese vibe and artwork where it lends into your home decor, I think that's a cool, like, iconic piece to kind of duplicate into your space. Because obviously you can't get the real one, but because it's in the museum. But artwork inspired by that is a cool way to incorporate it as well.
I love that. Yes, and yes.
Yes.
Perfection.
So I think that's all the things we love for today.
All the things we love for this week. It was a hefty episode because we had to catch you guys up on all the goings-ons.
Yes.
But we're so excited to be back behind these microphones and connecting with you guys again. That's great. It feels good.
It's good to be back, y'all.
Good to be back. Well, as always.
Well, yeah, so this was yet another episode of the Lovers and Things podcast. Keep loving your things.
And loving your people is so important.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.